Hey, name is Vincent Mesa. This is Listings to Leads, and this is our class regarding how to get more listings with our platform. We got a lot of new people on the call today, which is great. And so I've invited them to let me know what are they facing, in their market. And there's obviously a lot. I can tell you the big trend that I hear, right? Which is listings have dried up. I've spoken to people around the country who've said the listings have dropped by 90% year over year, 90% fewer realtors or fewer listings. And so that's a big challenge, right? Now, that's not exactly the same though in every market. There are different parts of the country where things are still coming, listings are still hitting the system, maybe buyers are sitting on the fence. All these things are happening, right? The point of this class today though is how to get more listings, and let's kind of get into it. Before I dive into the tools, I always like to talk about what's here for you. There are so many new people on the class here that I want to make sure you have these resources. I'm going to send them to you in the questions panel right now. This is the lead gen webinars page, and this is where all of our classes are. So if you want to sign up for today's class, which is top tools to get more listings, or Facebook and Google ads, or our get started class, or Scott's 8-part series on how to make $250,000 in real estate. This starts on April 4th. These are where you sign up for the live classes. And I've given this to you. It should be blinking in your GoToMeeting chat panel there. That's a good resource. Another great resource is our YouTube channel. So I'm going to send this to you right now. You can find it on YouTube. Get to our videos page. I think this is really a really useful page. And honestly, I'll tell you this. There's somebody here on the call before we got started who was saying, she's been paying for it, but she's not really using it. And, it doesn't do a whole lot. And that's a common thing, right? There's so many cool stories that you and realtors hear about every day, cool products, new companies. And there are so many people that hear about us. Maybe their colleague told them, maybe their coach told them, and they go sign up. And 48 hours later, they forgot they ever came to our page, right? They don't even know. Then one day they look at their credit card and go, oh, who are these guys? What's going on? Why am I getting charged $60 a month? And the difference of those people and the people who are getting lots of leads and growing their businesses, that the second half have invested some time into learning what our platform does. Our platform does a lot. For $60 a month, it is a steal. We make it incredibly easy. There's so much automation. Like, it's just an awesome platform. And of course, there are a lot of ways for you to get more listings. So if you can get your arms around some of these bigger parts of the platform, it's not a lot of work. It is some work. But if you want your business to grow, and you can probably imagine it's not the simplest market out there today, this platform is working right now in today's market, right? And I'm going to show you that in just a second. But I do 3 classes: Get Started, the class that we're doing today, which is top tools to get more listings, down here. And I also do Facebook and Google ads. So I rotate through these pretty much every week. I'm doing a class, and Scott does these classes on how to make $250,000. These kind of like a high level discussion that everybody should watch. I definitely recommend that. You'll notice though, and I want to point it out, that underneath this, even though this class here is Get Started, underneath it, it says new construction and Facebook. And so that we always put the kind of the focus. Sometimes, well, I talk to realtors all over the country every day, right? And so I'm hearing what people are asking me. And if I'm hearing something a lot, I share it with you on these calls. So if you look underneath here, you will see certain concepts that aren't on the cover. I want to take us down to a couple of calls. Well, one right here a month ago, how to create a Google account and run an ad. I'm going to talk about Google. If you're not using Google, I hope you start using it by the end of this call, especially if you want listings. You'll know why you need to, but you want to check that out if you don't have a Google ad account running, because that's going to show you how to do it. And I think if we go back about 7 months, you're going to see a couple of classes where underneath it, it says, and we'll find it here. I think it says Facebook, best way to get listings from Facebook 7 months ago. new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. And I'm going to kind of show you what it is in the system, but this goes into a little more detail on it. Okay. So these classes, I would really recommend you go check out and find out the one about Google and this two to make, because what I can tell you just right now is targeting homeowners on Facebook does not exist anymore. But what this class will tell you is you can create custom audiences, which you can buy from other companies like Remind or something like that, and get a list of homeowners. And you create a custom audience in your Facebook account, which you can do through our platform in a couple clicks. And now you can target homeowners, which you have not been able to do in Facebook for nearly 5 years. So these are classes that are really important to what we're talking about today. And the last resource, which is super helpful, is our mastermind group. Okay. This is a private group in Facebook. So if you're not in it, you can't find it. So the way to get in the class is to log into your account, go over to let's do this one. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Go into your support page and just ask them to drop you into the mastermind group. And the support page is down here. I'll log in. I'm trying to log in now. And let's see. I see here, and Anise is saying, I'm an ISA. Oh, get meeting calling leads. Okay. Okay. Oh, got it. So Anise saying she's an ISA and her broker gave her this link to learn more about real estate and the selling process to get him meetings calling leads. That's good. So we're going to have Anise. We have a lot of ways to capture leads. So once you get your arms around that, and that YouTube channel that I just mentioned is really going to be key. Hold on to that. You will have leads to follow up with. No, there's a lot of ways to capture leads. So over here is the support page on the bottom left. Just tell this group here that you want to get into the support. Just put it right here. Add me to the mastermind group and they'll get you in. Now, let's go into the mastermind group. This is where Scott and I talk about what's happening, right? If there's something new that we're developing, we're going to talk about it here. But it's also where our clients come in and talk about what they're doing. And here's a really good example that came in over the weekend. And he's saying, who's using, postcards with home values? We are, and we'll love to trade ideas. He says they got 26 leads from a mailing last month. 9 of them registered all the way with email addresses. And he's got a listing appointment for a nice property and another one coming up. So we actually have postcards. We're going to talk about this. And so this person is using them and saying, hey, we would love to share ideas, things like that. Right. Then somebody says, where's QR code? And that's in there. So you kind of learn what people know and what they don't know. Right. We hear somebody's talking about Lion Desk. It's glitchy. What are you using? Sierra Interactive is kind of cool. That's what somebody's saying. We hear from Follow Up Boss is great. Wise Agent. These are low cost, solid platforms as well. Here's somebody using one of our top tools right here. My first round of homeowner letters going out. And so Sherilyn is asking a question. Do the leads have property addresses? Yes, they do. Every lead that we're capturing here for home value for homeowners is going to bare minimum have a address. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Now the question is, how do you get people to that landing page? We'll go over there to landing page. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this person right here is doing our number one tool to get listing leads, high quality listing. And so you just get questions, stuff like I said, comes from me or Scott in here, and people are telling us what they're thinking about, what they're looking for, and you see their questions. But there are a couple of people right here over the weekend doing some of the things that we should all be doing right now. So let's get into the question that Sherilyn asked, which is like, do you get addresses? So I'm going to start here and on the landing page and show you basically how that page works. But because a lot of things begin there. But what I want you to think of is this before we dive into the neat, in the weeds, is you need to think about getting listings a little more holistically, right? If you haven't figured it out yet, there is not really a magic bullet that you could just pay and somebody's going to start delivering you high quality listing leads. For thousands of dollars a month, you can do that, right? Now here, it's $60 a month if you're signed up as a single agent, right? But if you take some money and you invest it in print and you invest it in online ads, you're gonna end up with listing leads. So where and there's just other ways. We're gonna talk about all the ways. And I want you to kind of get this in your mind right now of what you need to think of for listings. And you might want to write this down because if there's anything that you want to have be successful in your business, you're going to have to do it consistently. And these are the four areas I think you need to think of to get listings. One is Facebook. Two is Google. Three is print. And four is your CRM. Okay. These are the four ways of capturing leads. And then the question is, well, what do I do there? Right. That's the point of this call. But those four areas you need to like have printed on your desk, taped to your monitor, because if you want more listings, you have to attack those four areas every week, right? Every week. And maybe you don't do every one of those four categories every week, but every week you're doing one of those four, right? At least. So let's get into it. So first of all, we got to talk about landing pages. Landing pages is a bit of an area where you need to set these things up, okay? And it's very easy to create landing pages. You just click the green button at the top that says create landing page. What you're after here is property valuation plus. Okay. And that is the home valuation landing page. We also have empty nester plus, right? So I'm going to create this and I'm going to call it Lafayette. And just to show you this, because I think that this is a real thing that we should be thinking of, right? We want listings, and there are a lot of people who it's time to downsize, right? So do you have a tool to help them speak to that? So you can change the image, right? You can put it in the back, do that. If I click save, I'm just going to click save. It asks here if you want redirect at form completion. You might have a page on your website that you want to drive people to. Maybe it's your homepage, right? But after you capture the lead, drop them on this website. You can put that right there. Now, I want to point out that there's phone required. I don't recommend you use this at all. I'm going to tell you how to get leads with phone numbers, but when you require them to type it in on a landing page, you pretty much just kneecap yourself when it comes to leads. If you thought you were going to get 10 leads, you might get one, but you most likely will get zero when you require a phone number. Okay. And let's just look at the page, right? Looks like this. And this page works like our normal home value page, right? Now you can change the picture and all that, but I'll just bring us back here. If we go back to the landing page section, the number one landing page that everybody gets is the free home value page, which we call Property Valuation Plus. So it's right here. And these two pages work the same, right? Now, this one we snapped a video in the back, but you get it, right? So let's talk about how this works. Because Sherilyn says the leads, do they come with a property address? So in order to capture a home value lead, this is one of the first things that you should do is create landing pages either for what is your homework like this or for empty nesters. They're both going to do the same thing. Okay. And I'm just going to work here and I'm going to say, okay, type in an address. That's what the question is. What is your address, right? You want your home value. So you type in your address and you click go. And then it says, hey, here's your home, right? And what kind of home is it? Single family, blah, blah, blah. Click here. And if you get this, let me just do it. This is actually a little more difficult than the other one, but let's just look at it anyway, because I do think everybody is. So here, what it's doing is it's saying, hey, here's your property in the back and let's get your information and we'll give you the value right now. Right. And so I'm going to just stop there and I'm going to go on this one because this is the one that everybody's using. And I want to make sure you just understand. So what happens is the first thing is, what's your address, right? You click value, you get the value, and then it says thing, and give me a second here. It's running slowly because I have a video in the background, right? So it's going to show you your home on a map, and it says, and it's going to ask you to now, because I've already done it. It's already got it in. It's going to ask you your name and your email address and why are you interested, right? Oh, I'm just thinking, or whatever they put. But they're only going to get that value if they give you their email address and answer these questions. So when they click view my report, excuse me, you're not going to, I'm sorry, you're going to get copied on what they see. So we're not using Zillow. We're using a company called Onboard Infometrics. So it basically is going to give you the high, the low, and the median of that. And then there are going to be these sections down here that are called actions. Price too low seems just right. You can download these reports. These reports are branded to you on every page and they're related to homeowners. So that might be helpful to you. Nearby home sold will be there and you can, book that. So they're only going to see that number if they've given you their email address. Okay. And if you require a phone number, you're pretty much going to like shoot that all away. Like you'll kind of destroy that. Now, at that point, I want to talk a little bit about something, especially if we're focused on getting more listing leads, something that you might want to try out. And I think we'll find it. Maybe it's over here. We move things around. We have something called a partial lead converter. And it's hidden on me now. Let's go maybe over here to a profile. A partial lead converter how do you call it? Let's see where you can add it. We have to find out. Oh, right here. Yeah, partial lead converter. This is integration with a company called Cole Resource. Okay. And so it does cost $30 a month, but Cole goes into the market and they have a database of all homeowners, right? And often, let's see if I can refresh this page. Let's see here. Often when hopefully this works, right? When we're doing this, people land here and they give you their address. Like I typed in my address, right? And when you get to the next page, it shows you the map and it says your report's ready. But they're like, no, I don't want to give you my email address. I'm just going to leave this page, right? A lot of people will leave the page. If you're paying for Cole Resource, the partial lead converter, we're going to reach into that database and deliver that information to you automatically. You can cancel at any time. If you're going to be using this, I recommend that you test that out. Cole, it's not like Zillow where they have this online portal gathering information, spitting out information. Cole actually reaches into local databases at the city and county level and state level. And you probably know this, but states have different laws regarding homeowner information and home sales information. So this partial lead converter works in some areas, but not all areas. But if getting listings is important, you might want to test that out and see if that's going to work for you. It's only $30, but it's super useful. So that's how the landing page works. And you can create those by just going in, and you should actually have one of these home valuation landing pages. You just go here to create landing page and you do property valuation plus, and whatever it is, the name of your town that you're going to work in, Dayton, right? You just click create a landing page and boom, we're going to drop you on the editor and the editor is going to say, yeah, let's just go here and we'll go look at one. It's going to say upload the background picture. And you definitely want to upload a background picture that looks good, looks bright, looks sharp, and looks like something that I would know, right? So I'll give you an example. That's Roseville, right? So in Roseville, which is a super cool town, it's kind of like a country town. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of rural ranches. And there's also new, condos and super cool golf course communities. It's a nice place, right? But the thing that a lot of people know about Roseville is that they have one of the nicest malls in Sacramento. And Sacramento is a big kind of metropolitan area in California. And there's nearly 2 million people there, right? All together with all the neighborhoods and stuff like that. And so people certainly know that, you know, that deal there. So you could get a picture of that and put that in the background, right? Now, I don't know if I have that, and you need something that's like 2,000 pixels wide, and it will work. But that's what I would do if I were building something, a landing page. You want something that's like a landmark that everybody knows. Okay, let's go look here if that's going to work. No, you want it to be 2,000 pixels wide, so I'm not going to waste any more time here. But what I do want to point out is if you put a photograph in the back, and let's see if I have one here just so we can kind of, I might have something here on my desktop that we can use. It won't be from Roseville, but you'll kind of know what I mean. Sorry, guys. Okay, so yeah, that's Hawaii. It's a little. What's that? Yeah, let's just do this one. Let's just do this Hawaii. This is actually Waikiki, but it's the right size because I was working in another account. And so when you put this here, what I really want to show you is that photo flows through all the tools, right? So you want the photo to be good. You can take these with your smartphone. They're all big enough with these fancy smartphones. Just hold it horizontally. Now click in to advanced options. And this is where the first things we want to talk about, which is print, right? So one of the smartest tools you can use when creating a home valuation landing page is just download this letter. Now you can mail it, you can door knock it, some of our clients do it by hand, some of our clients use our partner Express Copy, and it should have that photo. Oh, let's see here. Maybe I didn't save that. Yeah, yeah. Give me a second. Because if I didn't save that, which I didn't, you can see it, but it's when you save it and then you click on advanced options that the actual tool starts to look like what we're doing. So we're talking about print marketing. It won't show the image here, but when we download it, it will show on the page. So let's try that again. Yeah, let's go here. So you can see that your photo is going in the background. So you want it to be something that everybody is going to know in your area, right? And then you want to edit it because this is really a home sold report. It's just saying, hey, this is what happened in your market last month. And go here to get your free home value. And then we're pointing them to one of your home valuation landing pages, right? And excuse me. And so that's the first way is create the landing page and get a tool in front of them, either the print letter, which you can stuff in envelopes, or use a postcard or a door hanger. And just as a reminder, we were talking about the mastermind group, and somebody right here just said, yeah, I got 26 leads and 9 of them registered all the way with email, right? So those little postcards are coming off of the back in advanced options of every landing page that you create. Okay. So I definitely recommend that because you can see it right over there over the weekend that this is working for people right now in today's market. Okay. So also, does the landing page automatically post on social media? It doesn't automatically post on social media. So there's a couple things that you want to think of. Let's go see here. Well, actually, when we're creating landing pages here, you can create unlimited landing pages, right? But when you sign up, you get these 3 landing pages: free home values, down payment assistance, and new construction. When you go to your profile, one of the first things, and this is on the get started class, one of the first things we ask you to do is connect your social media accounts, turn on automated listings, but also we can auto post your home valuation page. It won't be the custom ones. It'll be the default one that we give you. And you can say, hey, I want this to go out every week or every other week, but we're going to do it automatically. And it's going to drive people to our core landing page, which is this one here. Right. So definitely I would turn that on. That's auto posting on social media. But when you're creating the rest of the landing pages, we don't auto post those all to your stuff. But you can still get them on social media. It's a different way to do it. So let's go look at this one. And let's just click on the pencil and click view. And when we go look at this page, I think it should be, we used to have a button. Just grab this up here, go to your Facebook and share it in your social media, which is not automatic. It's like, this is more of a manual one, right? And you can say something like, hey, 50 homes sold last month. It's affecting your home. There's more to write. And so I'm not, it's something like, 50 homes sold, the high is here, the median is here. We have a bunch of buyers looking, but you always want to say, it's going to affect your home value and get yours, get an instant valuation here. And then just type in the link. Now, this is for your social media, right? Usually on your business page, you just paste the link and it's going to show you the photo and you push it. And now when somebody clicks on it, they're going to land on that landing page and you know what is going to happen then, right? So if you're doing that and you're just sharing it on your social media, cool, right? But that means that a number of people that follow your page are the only people that are going to have a chance to see that, right? So some of you only have like 50, a couple hundred people following your business pages. So that's not really a great thing to do. It is something to do, but it's not actually going to move the needle too much for you. What does move the needle is after you've created that landing page, you go create an ad. All right. So we've already talked about how to do print. We know we can, create the landing page. We got postcards, we got newsletters, but really running ads can be really, really effective, right? Now, normally I would talk to you about Facebook ads, but when it comes to a landing page like that, Google is the better place to go. And let's go here and create a landing page ad, and we will see this one here, which I think is what I just created because I misspelled it. Let's go look at that. We're going to go on Google. And so we can actually type in Roseville, right? Because that's where it is. That's where we're trying to be, although that's obviously Waikiki. And then you can click on view link and it shows you this is where we're going to drive people to. And now you know that this page is going to, how that works. So I see a couple questions. So for automatic value posts, there's only one. Yes, you can customize that template, Mita, but it's the first one that we give you. Okay. And then Myra says, what if Google better than Facebook for landing pages? Yeah. So that's actually what I'm going to say right now, guys, which is you'll notice that because we're talking about landing pages, I'm starting with Google. And that's because you all need to understand how Google is way more effective for you. All right. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know, and you need to really know this and pay attention. This budget, I think, is just too low. I think you need to make it $20 a day. And instead of a 30-day ad, which we default to, make it a 1-week ad. Okay. So 7 days, $20 a day, you're likely going to spend $140, right? If you leave it at 10, I think that I think the leads are more than $10, so you get no leads. Eva, you asked the support team how to get in the mastermind group. That's how you get in the mastermind group. So I think you want to be running $20 a day. You want to run it for 5 days or 7 days. Make sure it works and it's working for you and you're getting it right. I just had a call this morning with somebody who said, yeah, I'm running an ad on Google, but I'm using your $10 budget. And I'm like, seller leads cost more than if they cost more than $10, you're not getting any leads, right? And he's like, okay. So he'll just change it. He'll delete that ad and he'll run a new one. But I want to talk about Google because let me ask this question on this call right now. If you put in the questions panel, how many of you, just give me a yes or no, have run an ad on Google? So I'm getting no's. So I got one yes, got never, got a couple yeses. So guys, let me tell you, like, I love Facebook. A lot of people, but 80, 90% of the people on this call have not run an ad on Google. And that's what I hear a lot. This is why Facebook is so cool, right? You can put whatever your friends are doing, they're there, right? If their grandparents are getting older, their grandkids, their vacations, whatever they're eating, the sports, right? That's what's so cool about Facebook. And then if you run an ad, well, it's right here and people can see it, right? And they see it, and maybe it's, hey, I got an open house, or would you like your own value? And it works because American adults spend about 40 minutes every day on this website just looking at nonsense like this, right? Which is horrible, right? This is exactly the kind of nonsense. But your important ads can work right here because people are on their phone, they're driving their car. Some of you are probably sitting on this call right now looking at your Facebook while you should be looking at what I'm showing, right? That's just what Facebook is. But let me tell you what it is not. This is not the place where people ask questions. If I need to know where the best restaurant is, where a hotel is in a city I don't know, where to buy a new car, or how do I sell my home, that happens on this website. And it sounds like none of you know how to take advantage of that, right? This is the number one website where 86% of all searches begin. You should have Google as part of your business strategy. Okay. These are higher quality leads than Facebook, right? That's just what it is. And Laura says, hey, I tried setting that up directly through Google AdWords, and I don't think I did it. I spent 800 in a week and received nothing. Did you? Yeah, Laura, that means you did it inside of Google directly. You didn't use our software correctly or correct? Am I right or wrong? Correct. Yeah. So I'm really sorry to hear that, Laura. And let me explain what she said is that she tried to use Google Ads. Where were you sending people to, Laura? Was it our landing page? And she spent 800 in a week and got nothing. Oh, this is much easier. Yes, this is much easier. Where were you sending people, Laura? I mean, you got 800, but where were you sending? Right? That's kind of a question that I'm curious. Because what you spent 800 because people were clicking on your ads. Oh, you have no clue. Okay. Well, that's cool. Okay. So I'm not laughing at you, Laura. Forgive me. It's great learning for all of us because this is exactly what, yeah, this is exactly what people don't understand about Google is we don't know what in the world it is. I've been in Google. I mentioned earlier on our YouTube channel that that I have a class about 3 months ago that shows you how to set up your own Google account. A lot of people don't have that. So if you don't have it, you need to really remember what I'm telling you. It is the number one place where people ask questions. And how to create right here, it's this purple one. It is 1 month ago. How to create a Google account and run an ad. You might want, if you don't have that, then you want to watch that video. I am going to say one more thing about, because a lot of realtors don't know what they are doing with Google, but there have been a lot of great people calling you and selling you fantastic things, right? And one of the cool things that they're selling realtors is a page that looks like this. This is a restaurant near me. It's called Lita. Okay. And a lot of realtors have this kind of like web presence on Google. And that's cool if people know your name, right? If people know your name and they go look for you on the internet, like I just typed in Lita Woman Creek and boom, there it is. It's showing. So it's kind of like a little business page. If you have that, it means you have an ad account already ready to go. Okay. And Carrick is saying, I have both L2L and Google ads. Are you set up directly? Do I need both or can I do? So I'm going to show you what you guys need to think of. So Carrick is saying, you've got Google ads, but you don't have it connected to listings to leads, right? And so I'm going to point out to everybody, and Carrick knows this. Carrick, you run ads yourself. If you watch this video on how to run an ad, you will see the inside of Google. And frankly, it's even uglier than the inside of Facebook. It's really ugly. Now, we didn't really run an ad in Facebook, but you can tell here that running an ad is 2 clicks. It's get your landing page, whichever one you want, and click here. Now, I'm gonna just show you the advanced options. But you see all this information here? This is all really important. And if you do this by hand, the way that Carrick does, you got to know everything that you got to put right here. Okay. All this you got to build out in Google, and it's not on one page. So have fun with that. That is really not the way that I would recommend it. We're here to make our lives, our clients' lives easier. And Gary is like, yeah, do we charge an ad for placing? No. So there's a lot of companies out here that charge all kinds of wacky fees when it comes to ads on Facebook or on Google. So I want to really be clear with you. Like there are great CRM companies that will charge you 30% of of what you're putting. You give them 150, they're going to keep 50 and they're going to put 100 on their ad for you, right? That's not how our system is. You get the Facebook software. So if you say, hey, I want to do a landing page ad and I want it to be on my Roseville page, let's go see here. This one here. We're going to leave it on lead ads so that we can get name, email, and phone number pre-populated. We create the ad. Now, the problem with Facebook, I'm just showing you, all you have to do is type in the name of the town, right? And click publish. This is not a smart ad to run on Facebook, okay? The reason why is you cannot target. Now, if you recall at the beginning of the class, I said, you got to go back here 7 months ago and watch the 2 classes that I talk about top ways to get the best way to get listings from Facebook and the new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. Tells you get a custom audience, create it, and then target it here by naming your audience, whatever it's going to be named. And normally that would show up the name of your audiences, but ours are disconnected. So it would be right there. And that's what makes this work. But if you're just going to default do it like this by typing in your city, this is not going to be a great thing. It's going to waste your money. Okay. For some of you, it works. And it's because of where you are in the country and what your areas are. So Jim is saying, can I target less than 10? No. This is the minimum target, guys. This is this way all over the US, and you can't go around it. And Yolandita is saying that your Google is not connecting. That's a great time to go over to support and tell them, hey, my Google ad is not connecting. Okay. So is there a way to merge this so I won't have 2 identities on Google? Yes. So when you come to here on ads, there will be, give me a second, we'll go here to the ad section. There will be, when the first time you come to this page, if you've never been to our ads page, it's going to tell you connect to Facebook. There was a big button, connect to Facebook, and then it's going to say connect to Google. Right. But in this case, I've already connected to Facebook. And now you might see this one. It says create Google ad. And if I go here and you click on any of these, now for me, I'm already signed up. For you, it's going to say it's a $30 add-on. And it means you're going to pay us $30 a month just to use this software. Okay. And now I wouldn't tell you to be running a listing ad. I would tell you if you're going to use Google, run either one of our landing pages, like the Roseville one we were working at, or maybe one of our seller guides. We have 40 seller guides, each about 5 or 6 pages long. You are branded on every page. Let's just click a button and see how this works. So we want to type in the name of our town, right? So I'm going to type in San Jose, right? What, any town. And here it doesn't matter that you can't go in less than 10 miles. Everybody's going to see this, right? You can see what the ad's going to look like over here. You can click view link and see where we're driving them. So there's a little video about the guide. Your picture is going to be up top. If you want to download this right here, you got to give me your contact information. So somebody, I can't remember, spent $800 and she got nothing, right? She didn't know what was happening. Now you know if you're getting clicks. And can you tell me, I forgot your name. I'm going to go back there. If you spent $800, did it tell you like you got X number of clicks, Laura? Like, because I don't know. We really don't even know. What we're doing here is driving traffic to this page, and this page has to collect the information and give it to you. So what could happen is that you run an ad. I always want everybody to change this to $20 a day, and I want you to only run it for a week. Okay. And you could run this and it says, yeah, you got 5 clicks. So if you got 5 clicks, it means they clicked and they landed on this page. And at that point, if you got no leads, I would tell our support team and say, hey guys, I ran an ad, I got 20 clicks, but I got no contact information. I got no leads at all. We're not hearing that. We are hearing people getting leads, but that's the thing that you want to kind of understand. Like we're driving them here, and ideally you're paying for the ad, you're targeting a city, and it's going to show up so that when we're doing a search like this in your area, you're showing up, right? This is a sponsored ad here, this is sponsored here, and your stuff is going to be sponsored, right? These are organic. So that's how that's all working, right? So what I was getting to is if you're not connected, and this is for Carrick, if you're not connected and you click create a Google ad, it's going to ask you to sign up. We're going to charge you $30. And that's just to have this Google software. And we make it incredibly easy. And then all the money that you put on your budget, that goes directly to your credit card on Google. All right. So we're not taking any percentage of anybody's money here. We don't charge you to run per ad, but we do charge you on the Google piece just to use the software. Okay. So, okay. Does No, that's the answer to Gary's question. So it's yeah, Jim Lee. Can you target by area? Yeah, you can't get any tighter, Jim, than 15 miles, not 10. Janice, can I do a landing page and Google ad for a listing that I have permission to market? Janice, that's a great question. Let me answer that one. And so guys, Janice has a property that she can market. Janice, is this a typical kind of single family home, or is this something really remarkable, like a big old mansion somewhere? Like, typically to run an ad on, I don't recommend running an ad on one property on Google. Okay. When, and I'm going to pull something up here for you and I'll send it to you. This is a little more heavy, but you should know this, especially when you're thinking about Google. If you're using our software, we bake all this in, but this is a blog post. It's an article. It was refreshed about a week ago, and it's telling you the keywords that people are using on Google if you're a buyer. Okay. So this is 1 week old, and these are the terms that people are using. All right. Houses for sale near me, houses for sale, Zillow houses for sale, houseboats. Now, you may not need a houseboat. These are the things that people, cheap houses for sale, these are the words that people are using. Okay. It's rare that people are looking for one particular home on Google. They're looking for everything. Homes for sale near me, right? That's why they land. That's why when you do that kind of search, Zillow is there, realtor.com, and some of the big agencies, because they're paying for those, right? They're paying for those keywords. So driving them to one page is not the way. If you have permission to market somebody's listing, you want to run that ad on Facebook. Okay. So you've got Janice, you have somebody's home, but you want, single family home. You want to run that ad on Facebook. Okay. Where do we see clicks? Yeah, you would see that. Let's see if we have, I don't know if we have any ads here. Let's go back. So when you're looking at your ads here, you click on Google Ads, you can see your clicks right here. Okay. This number here, this one is It had 9 clicks, got charged $1.61 per click, and we spent $15, 14.40, right? This is for a home. It is exactly what I'm telling Janice, do not do. We just did it to test, but this is not how the market thinks about it. They don't go to Google looking for one particular home. If it's your home and it's your listing, then I would do this. I would run this ad with and have that the address in your keywords. And that's for your own ability, because what if somebody drives by your sign and writes down the address and goes home and does a Google search on that property because you got a sign writer and they know it's for sale? Well, now your ad can work for you, but that's a really small target that you're talking about. Okay. So, but that's how you can tell the clicks are here, the cost per click is here, and your spend is here. Okay. That's how Google shows. Your Facebook, same thing here. It's kind of like number of leads, cost per lead. Yeah. Okay. So is that Gary, the $30 Google fee is monthly. And let's see here. Ruben, how important is it to have active pixels on Facebook? I don't know if we have a video. That would be a good question for support. But I'll tell you this, pixels are cool, but they are not the thing that's moving the needle here. What's moving the needle is, are you consistently running ads on any of these platforms? Let me explain to you why. Okay, just I'll show you something really quickly. This is Facebook, and this is just a little bit of a divergence to talk about buyers and Facebook, right? So I set up this team account. It's for the expansion team in North and South Carolina and for Keller Williams. And their role is to get buyer leads for their agents, right? And we launched this at the end of October, so right before Halloween. So this account has been live for just over 4 months. And it's unusual. It's not like a typical agent, but I want to just address that thing that he just asked, because that concept of pixels, somebody else asked me that, like, can I have a meeting? I don't even know how pixels work. Okay. Scott knows, and you can ask him if you want. I can just tell you that 99% of our clients don't use pixels. They don't know how it works, right? But this client here has run 209 ads. You can see it on the right. They spend about $100 an ad, so about $18,000, and they have 6,500 leads in 4 months. This is less than $3 a lead. There are no pixels in here, Ruben. This is just a lot of leads, and their business pages have been seen over 1.4 million times in 4 months. This is in North and South Carolina. So you don't need pixels. You just need to consistently be running ads. And that's true for Google or Facebook, but this is just buyers on Facebook. Okay. So let's go back and let's talk about the leads. They go to your CRM, you connect so Janice, it sounds like you have not been on our Get Started class. Is that true? Because you're asking the super basic questions. Yeah. So did you get the YouTube channel that I sent to everybody on this call? Which one of the, yeah, watch our Get Started class, and it answers these simple questions. So what are we talking about? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I really have like a week-long cold, and so my brain it's kind of functioning. Let's see here. So we've talked about Google, right? And you definitely need it for when it comes to listings, that should be there. But Facebook, you can also use for your ads, right? For listings. And there are 2 kinds of ads to run. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because I've been talking too much and we're going to run out of time. But when you're going to ads, run ads on your properties that are under contract, if you can, or pending, if you can, if your MLS allows. But definitely run the ads when the property is sold. Okay. So you just use a property that is a listing ad, and you want to say not that it's for sale, but that it's sold or that it's pending. So here's the thing, to run this ad, it's pretty easy. You choose a property, you click create an ad, and then you come here and you click publish. That takes about 5 seconds, right? And you can see that this is saying that home sold, it's going to affect your home value. you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. It's pre-populated by Facebook. So I want to give you a sense of Facebook lead cost. When you run an ad on a home that is sold, typically the lead costs around $6 per lead. So it's a $50 ad that's your max spend, $50 in 7 days. If you divide that by 6, you're probably going to get about 9 leads. Okay. Now that number, $6, it's not the same in every city and every state in the country. It's different. Facebook just changes it where, and I will tell you, the cost of leads I'm hearing is dropping dramatically on Facebook. I don't know why. Maybe your competition is quitting. I don't know why, but I've had calls last week and I'm seeing things come in much cheaper. If you run an ad on a home that is pending or under contract, and again, I don't know of your MLS rules, things like that, those seller leads come in even cheaper. I've seen these leads come in at $2.40. Okay. Now you can also on Facebook run ads. So run listing ads on sold or pending properties. I would recommend running a PDF guide ad for home sellers, but I do want to caution you. I'm almost to the point where I don't even want people to do this, but it is something that, there's something weird about Facebook. We're going to leave it on lead ads so we get pre-populated name, email, and phone number. All I have to do to run this ad is type in the name of my town. Okay. And I can have a 30-mile radius because this is not about Roseville. It could be about wherever, if you work in a 30-mile radius, you can expand that. But you're not targeting down. It's an article. You are on every page of every report here. So if you run a $50 ad and you click publish, bam, that's how it's going to work. And then if they respond, they got to give you their name, email, and phone number, and then you can download it. Okay. But here's the problem with this kind of ad. Well, typically these leads cost $10 each. Okay. $50, right? 7-day ad. If it's $10 each, you're going to get 5 leads. But I've seen Facebook charge $30 for these leads, and that's a ripoff. I don't know why, but that is just a rip, and it's not worth it. So test it out. Maybe test it out, because if you put $20, maybe you're going to get a lead, or maybe you won't. But I do not like seeing our clients be charged $30 for a seller lead. I don't think it's good use of money. I would rather that you took that $30 and go put it on Google. It's going to be probably a better quality lead. Okay. But test it out. But you can do this with Facebook. So we talked about ads on Google. We talked about ads on Facebook. I want to point out that our number one tool for getting listing leads that turns into listing contracts is actually a piece of paper. Okay. It's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. It looks like this, and you can print it here and it'll connect you to our partner at Express Copy. But most of our clients just download it and they stuff it into envelopes and they buy a list of homeowners. And it says, hey, we got a home for sale, or maybe we got an open house, or maybe we just sold this property. That's going to affect your home value. Go here to get your free home value. So think about what we're saying here. We're saying download this piece of paper, print it, and get it in your neighborhood. So you're telling people in the neighborhood that you're selling a home in their area and that they can get their free home value. This is very different from running an ad on Facebook in a 15-mile radius around your house. It's obviously way more targeted. But the other benefit is that if it's on Facebook and I'm just scrolling around and I see whatever, and I click on it because I'm kind of curious, well, okay, but you're not targeted at all. And I just easily clicked a button and that's all I did. And I wasn't really like doing a heavy lift. But if you're using our tool here, well, somebody's got to get this out of an envelope or pick it up, take it in their own house, hand type that on their computer, and then give you their address and then give you their email address. Okay. This is a much different kind of lead. It's somebody who is very interested. And I will tell you this, that's why that is the number one tool of all of our clients who want more listings. It's got a little work behind it, right? This is our mastermind group. I would recommend you write these three names down: Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless, and hear what they have to say about that letter. I'll just describe this one for you for Chris. This is a couple summers ago. So he got 5 listings in 3 months. He moved from out of state into Texas. So he had no name recognition. He was borrowing listings. And every 2 weeks, he would send out that letter. Okay. So he bought a list from Remind of all the homeowners in his neighborhood who had homes for more than 5 years. And every 2 weeks, he would borrow a listing. And if the listing was in that neighborhood, he'd borrow it and he'd mail it out every 2 weeks. And at some point, somebody opens the mail and they're, oh, okay, yeah, I want it. So he basically hits those people up because it's not like you're getting 50 leads, you're getting 5, right? But they're so high quality that he hits them up every weekend, every week with phone calls and texts, with bomb messages, leave letters at the door. He downloads a PDF guide and leaves it. And he just sticks on those people because they're high quality leads. That guy did so well that he became the top listing agent in his office, and then right away went off and created his own office. And the very first thing he does is creates a recruiting video on how to customize our tools to grow your business, to get more listings, right? 5 tips to get more listings lead. I would check out what this guy is saying. He clearly has a winning model, and he's basically using this tool. I just told you what he's been doing, right? But he is, I watched his video. He's definitely doing more stuff. If you've got a database, if you've got a CRM with hundreds or thousands of leads, use this. It's the electronic version of the same letter. Got a home for sale up top. It's going to affect your home value down below. Copy it here, put it in your CRM and blast it out. Okay. If it's your own listing, definitely use the seller social media. And let's see, this property is sold. Yeah, this isn't a good example, but you give this to the homeowner, and normally it's going to have your name and your phone number and email. Scott's taken that out because this is our test account. But it's basically a no, this is for sale. That's what's wrong. Give me a second. I got the wrong property. So when we have a home that's sold, you want to do this when a property is just listed. You want to use the seller social media tool. Okay. And we email it to you. We give you instructions. Just read the instructions, forward the content that the homeowner needs to their email, and give me a second. Call them and say, hey, I just sent you an email. I know you get 100 a day. Please copy what I gave you and put it there, right? Now, in this case, the home is sold, right? And when it's, let's see. So when it's sold, it says, hey, we want to recommend you. And here's your phone number and email for my friends and family and colleagues to call, right? Now, if somebody's curious and they click on that, well, they're going to land here. And when the call to action pops up here, it's going to be, what is your home value, right? That's what it's about. So this is just, I think there's a video up here and it's taking forever. That's kind of, what that is about. So it's something that you definitely want to use if it's your own listing. Okay. So there are tools, like I said at the beginning of the call, for print, for your CRM, and that's for your CRM, for social media, and for ads. These are all the ways that you can capture leads in our system. And I think there's actually a few more. I just can't remember. No, I think that's about it. I do think everybody's got to get their arms around Google in any industry that you're going to be in, right? But if you want listings, nobody goes to Facebook and asks, how do I sell my home? Everybody goes to Google and ask that question. Okay. And I can't remember if I said this to you. This is just for food for thought. If you're using our software, we auto bake in these keywords. If it's buyers, we have the right keywords. If it's sellers, we have the right keywords. But if you just want to understand what people are thinking about, I would glance at this. I just sent this link to you just now. These are the things that people think about when they're selling their home, right? So, any questions? That's kind of my story for today. Let's see. I don't see any. This call is being recorded. It will be in our mastermind group later today, and it will be in our YouTube channel later today as well. So thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for your questions. I know there's a lot to the system, but this part, it's pretty consistent. If you know you want listings in your business, the things that we talked about today are the things that work. So you're welcome, Laura. Thanks everybody. You are welcome, Gary. Just put these things in the market and make sure you're doing it consistently. I'm going to see if I can get a doc printed for all the tools so that you just have a one-page flyer. And yeah. Anyway, everybody, take care. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Nancy. Bye, everybody. We'll have this call up in the mastermind group soon. And don't forget to ask the support team to get in the mastermind group. Bye-bye.